Perfect. Okay, so I'm Whitney Tatafu with AgWest from Credit. I'm a relationship manager based out of Montana, but I actually cover the Fairbanks and Delta Junction region. So we're just going to talk a little bit about what AgWest has to offer. Hopefully some of you, well, hopefully everybody was at the lunch yesterday and got to hear from Sonia. It's pretty similar to an awareness of what we have to offer to agricultural producers. So we always like to start with our AgWest purpose statement. And at AgWest, we champion agriculture by serving as the most trusted advisors, helping our customers, employees, and their communities thrive. That's not just a statement that we like to talk about, but it's a statement that we truly live by. And our communities are our foundation, and we work really hard, and we're very passionate about making sure that our communities have all the resources that they need to be successful. We offer with within AgWest. So cover, I think there's 7 states now that we have in our service territory. Alaska, Washington, Idaho, Oregon, Montana, California, counties in California, and also a small portion of Nevada. So we do real estate loans, real estate purchases, refinances, improvement projects, things like that. We also do operating loans for customers, so needing those operating costs and capital to get started for their business. Real estate and home and land loans. We have a country home loan, what it's called, and that actually is a product where consumers and rural residents are able to purchase properties that have acreages. And that doesn't have to be required to, be farmed or ranched or anything like that. Those producers can actually just live on those properties. And then we also do equipment financing. So we'll do, tractors, we'll do cattle loans, we'll do any sorts of equipment loans related to agriculture. And then we also provide crop insurance and livestock protection insurance as well. And that's a multi-peril policy that's federally funded, and so we are licensed and insured to do all of the insurance for multi-peril. We also provide appraisal services. Those can be done in-house for new loans, and those can also be, estate appraisals and things of that nature as well. And then financial services. So this is one that we spend a lot of time with, and this doesn't even have to be with existing customers. This can be with new customers, new prospects, where people are just wanting to get a better understanding of financial ratio, what those ratios mean, and how to help build their business plans and whatnot. So we spend a lot of time working with individuals to help them run their operations so that they would understand the financial metrics that go into it. That's probably the funnest part about my job, is I get to spend a lot of time working with folks who love to play in the dirt and do the things to help feed our world and our neighbors. So when I get to visit with them and see them talk about their operations and how we can help, them be successful, that is the most rewarding thing that we could ever do, is help them. So that's probably the most fulfilling part about the things that I get to do, is work with those producers and help them understand the financial side so that they can be better producers as well. So some of the other things that we offer, we do have specialized lending for agribusiness, timber, and aquatics, and that's particularly important up here in Alaska as well. That's serviced out of our Seattle location, and they spend a lot of time understanding that the industry for the fisheries and aquatics. We also do financing education for young and beginning and small producers. So this was something that was talked about yesterday with Sonia, and there was a previous with Jesika Harper talking about our AgVision program, which is for our young, beginning, and small producers. Young being under 35 years of age or less, or management experience or less, or $350,000 of gross income or less. And you only have to qualify for one of those to qualify for our AgVision program. And that you're eligible for reduced interest rates, significantly reduced interest rates, fee waivers, educational vouchers, technology. If you need to buy a new computer, we try to help with that. It's just a great Just hit a button. It's just a great program to help those young and beginning and small producers get started. We have our management center and education and networking. So we have what's called our business management center, and that is specific to providing education workshops where we can go over and help you understand how to put together a balance sheet, how to put together a cash flow budget. So we do a lot of seminars based around education. So one of the other significant focuses with the farm credit system and AgWest is we are committed to our customers and our communities. We provide a lot of stewardship to our communities. We have a program called our Rural Community Grants, where nonprofits and civil organizations can actually apply for these grants to help improve their community parks, their community centers, any type of infrastructure or project that they're working on. You know, a greenhouse for a local food bank, for example, could qualify, and we provide funds to those individuals who are trying to, you know, do community projects. We do investments in agricultural and research. We work a lot with our land grant universities and provide significant funds to help them, you know, work on specific projects that are important to those states and those areas. And then we also do college scholarships as well to land grant universities who are working in agriculture and whatnot. So again, we're AgWest Farm Credit and part of the farm credit system.
Good morning. I'm Barbara Beckage with Alaska Rural Rehabilitation Corporation, or short ARRC. Found this old photo from back in 1935. This woman's name is Miss Gladys Forrest. She was the dispersing agent for the ARRC Colonist Project. So, like I said, my name's Barbara Beckage, and I'm here to talk to you about our loan opportunities that we offer at ARRC. And this is on our website. We have a history page, and this is just showing some of the families arriving in 1935, and you can go to our website and see that. ARRC was founded as a nonprofit organization under the direction of the Department of Interior and the Federal Emergency Relief Administration to administer the colony of 202 families being relocated from the Midwest. The participants in this relocation were allocated a house, 40 acres of necessary tools and equipment. The federal government provided loan money to enable the colonists to set up their farms and get established. ARRC administered those long-term, low-interest loans and became the entity for managing and operating the agricultural project on behalf of the United States government. Once the federal loans were repaid, accrued interest remained in a revolving fund from which ARRC continues to make loans to farmers and others involved in agricultural pursuits. Through the conservative management by its board of directors, ARRC continues its mission to this day to support the permanent development of Alaskan agriculture by providing funds for farm loan state. ARRC is operated by a board of directors consisting of farmers and bankers, a manager, and a small support staff. All of our loans right now start at 6% interest and have flexible payment plans for monthly, quarterly, annual, or annual payments. We loan up to 70% loan to value on the collateral. ARRC does not accept animals or crops as collateral. We may require credit life insurance for some loans, but we do not offer that in-house, so you would have to find that someplace else. And we strive to make the application process as smooth and quickly as possible. We offer real estate mortgages to purchase land with or without without buildings, can be used for the construction of farmhouses or barns, sheds, and outbuildings. We'll loan up to 10 years on raw land and 20 years on land with buildings. Our chattel loans, or equipment loans, are used to make capital purchases of new or used farm equipment, including vehicles, and can be up to 7 years term. If we use vehicles for collateral, then we'll need to have the titles switched over to ARRC as lien holders. We also offer lines of credit, and these are for any farming use. Draw amounts plus accrued interest on that draw amount only is due 1 year from the date of draw. And these can be loan terms of either 3 years for equipment used as collateral or 5 years with real estate as collateral. We also offer operating loans, and this can be for items such as packing materials, twine for hay bales, potting containers, etc. for greenhouses, if you have that, or whatever your operation is. And those are on an annual basis, so they'd be applied for every year. And then we also have seasonal loans for like fertilizer, which is again is on an annual payment system. And the last one we offer that we haven't had anybody apply for recently is our future farmers. Any youth from the ages of 10 to 25 to gain the working knowledge of establishing a credit history with a banker. The maximum loan amount is $1, and collateral can be farm or non-farm, again with the ratio up to 70% loan to value, and an adult must co-sign for them, and the students must have passing grades. And thank you again, Barb Beckage with ARRC.
All right, so this is my placeholder slide. I don't have anything prepared because I didn't know until about an hour ago that I was going to do this. So just bear with me. We'll work through it together. I'm Stephen Barr. I'm with First Financial Bank, Farm and Ranch Division. The bank itself is out of El Dorado, Arkansas. Our division is out of Louisville, Kentucky. We are a nationwide ag lender. The bank developed a name for itself in the ag industry. It's the chicken bank. Anywhere from Texas all the way across and up the Eastern Seaboard. I mean, we're the largest poultry lender in the country. So off of that kind of stemmed our division, Farm and Ranch. We do ag real estate only. So we don't do operating loans. We don't do equipment loans. It's strictly dirt, and that's what we're looking to do. We are the largest FSA guaranteed lender by dollar amount in the United States. We are a PLP preferred lender with FSA, which means that we don't have to jump through quite so many hoops as some other community banks may have to jump through when they're working with FSA. We've done enough of these loans that FSA is comfortable with us and comfortable with our documentation process. Anything that we would normally have to provide to FSA on a regular loan, we still have to keep it in our file. We don't necessarily have to do all the information and data exchange that some other people have to do with FSA, which does speed that process up quite a bit. First Financial Bank is also the Independent Community Bankers Association named us as the top ag lender in the nation for 2023. So maybe some of the processes and some of the crops that are grown in Alaska, you know, what we see in the Midwest or what we see in California or up in the Northeast, you know, and we know the problems that farmers face. We deal strictly, well, not strictly, but majority with FSA, which you're going to hear from in a little bit, but we also deal with several other secondary market ag lenders such as Farmer Mac. What these loans will do is go on a longer repayment term. We can go up to 30 years. We can get you lower interest rates than what you're probably going to see with a community bank and be able to see with a conventional real estate loan because they are a government sponsored entity. Another thing that's great about these loans is we only have to have 1 year's worth of information to underwrite the loan. You give us a balance sheet, 1 year tax return, and that's enough for us to go back and look at. So if you've got 1 year of good information, we can work off of that rather than having to go back and fully underwrite that thing based off of 3 years. Maybe you had a COVID year in 2020 where you struggled and another year where you're recovering, something like that. That 1 year is enough for us to base off of. I'm going to keep it short. It's what I've got. And if anybody has any questions, we've got a booth upstairs. I'll be happy to meet with you after the meeting. Thanks.
Okay, it's missing information, but welcome. Christy, and I'm with the Division of Agriculture. And as the Agricultural Revolving Loan Fund Officer, it is my privilege that we work directly with the farmers to help them promoting growth and stability of Alaskan farms. The Agricultural Revolving Loan Fund, also known as ARLF, is designed to provide moderate interest rates so that the well-being of Alaskan farms are stable and okay. The ARLF program has 6 available loans. Each one is designed specific for a farm need. These loans have a fixed rate. The rate is voted on annually by the BAC. Our short-term loans help finance the annual operating expenses, giving farmers the ability to cover any unexpected costs that can occur annually during the production season. This can even be used for annual startup costs such as seed purchase. Chattel loans stimulate the purchase of livestock and equipment. Over the years, farmers need equipment upgrades and even the livestock. Our farm development loan, it enriches existing farms and helps upcoming agriculturalists join the industry. This can land, build barns, and get the farm up and running. Our irrigation loans are exactly as they sound, intended to finance irrigation systems, new installs, or even upgrades. Product processing loans help keep the farm operating. This loan builds the barns and facilities, maintains the machinery, and helps ensure proper production. Clearing loans let you see the forest, removing trees and cultivating the application procedure is simple. Receives all of the required documentation. Your loan officer puts together a packet to the board, the BAC. This is the Board of Agriculture and Conservation. This board is made up of 7 Alaskan farmers, and they take their time to come and try to help other farmers and see what kind of loans we can provide to help other farmers grow in Alaska. Once we present that packet to the BAC, they vote on it, and if approved, the application or the loan procedure continues to closing and disperse the funds. If for some reason the BAC allows for modification and resubmitting of the application. ARLF loans are available to individuals and organizations with farming experience. You must be an Alaskan resident to apply. The ARLF loans are used for agricultural operations in Alaska. The funds from the loans must be used for the purposes listed for each loan type. To safeguard the ARLF program, the loan cannot be more than 75% of the value of the collateral. This keeps the program secure for Alaska farming. Our collateral that you can use for these loans can be property, equipment, even livestock. Insurance is required for most assets in order to guarantee the collateral. The payment terms for ARLF work with the farmers and their schedules. Monthly, quarterly, semi-annually, and annual. We know that the terms need finances for a successful relationship. More than anything, ARLF is here for the farmers. We love our state and promote its agricultural growth. ARLF helps our groceries be closer, fresher, and better.
I'm Erin Sturtevant with the Farm Service. And I don't have slides because they couldn't get them uploaded. So I am in the state office, which is located in Palmer. This is in the state Junction, which serves our northern half, and Palmer, which serves our southern half of Alaska. So FSA always been considered the lender of first opportunity. It's always been designed to help farmers start and purchase and then expand on their farm. So our FSA loan officers are available to answer questions, and that we also have targeted loan funds, which are brought through. So supervised credit, which is different than your traditional lending. We offer loan guarantees, which you would work with a commercial lender, conventional lenders with, and they are actually the ones that come into FSA for those, for that guarantee then. So the primary two types of loans that FSA has, two umbrellas kind of, is a direct and a guaranteed loan. So direct loans are going to actually work directly with FSA on your loan, and guaranteed you'll work with a commercial lender, such as in these forms. So under both of the types of loans, we have operating and farm ownership. So our operating loans can be used for equipment, livestock, production expenses, refinancing, some operating expenses. We also have a youth loan used for operating expenses, which is maximum of $5,000 under the youth loan, but can also be used for purchase of equipment or livestock, and other production expenses to get them started on their projects. So, farm ownership loans can be used for the land purchase, capital improvements, soil, water conservation, loan closing, and other related expenses for that. Under both operating and farm ownership, we have a microloan program, so it's $50,000 or less. And those loans are turned out 1 to 7 years on the operating and up to 25 years on the farm ownership. Maximum loan rates for operating is $400,000 and farm ownership is $600,000. Going on the guaranteed side, if you're working with a commercial lender, those limits are much higher. They are coming to us for that guarantee, so it definitely brings down the interest rates that you would get at a commercial lender because they are subsidized. But it then also gives you a higher lending limit. I think that everything started off the mix up in slides, but thank you.
We can have some panel discussion now. Any questions from the audience to get the panel started, or if not, we'll pose some other kinds of questions. Any questions?
We just did such a good job. If you had any questions?
I just want to say that First Financial and AgWest, I welcome you to the state. I think it's awesome you're here. Because you can do things that's beyond the capacity of the other three that are here and have been forever. And scale and size need to bond. We haven't had that.
Thank you. We're excited to be here, and we're happy for the opportunity, and any chance we can get to work with farmers, we're ready to go.
Yeah, that's good.
Absolutely. I'd say one thing to that too, as far as like eligibility goes. So for our requirement farmers to start with, we don't require history as long as you are partaking in agricultural activity and selling a minimum of $500 worth of agricultural products in a year. We consider that a part-time farmer, and we're able to start eligibility at that point. And I know sometimes entering into agricultural can be difficult, and even starting to finance with FSA, I think their regulations are a little bit, where they have to have some experience, often bridge the gap on that as well. So that was something that I just wanted to mention.
For both of you, you have real estate that can go with the agriculture, is that true? Like you can build a house on the farm, for instance?
Yep.
Residential, yep, because that's
Yes.
something that we can't do.
Yes, and we have a program, yep, that can build the house if you're, say you've got a you're farming a half of an acre and then the other half you wanna build a house and have a lawn or whatever. We can do those. Those are under our country home loan programs. So yes, yes.
We've got to get a little bit creative, just because when you do a full-blown construction loan, you know, they're very labor intensive and there's a lot that you have to monitor. And with us, maybe not necessarily having boots on the ground in that particular area, it's hard for us to monitor the
Right.
draws. But there are some things that we can do to circumvent that. And do what we need to do. Our ultimate goal is to make loans and make good loans.
Right.
So if you qualify on all the other factors, we're not going to tell you no because I can't monitor your construction.
But if you're working with one of the three of us on a loan, it's easy for us to go out and take make that inspection for the other companies to go ahead and make sure that everything goes forward.
I chair the board for an agricultural co-op based in Homer, and we've been growing our infrastructure where we have a 10-year lease on land that was purchased by 2 of our farms. We'd like to eventually purchase that land. We're trying to consolidate some of our member loans, basically. We've got about 30,000 member loans that some of the farms are getting out of, want to join. So I'd love to chat about what opportunities make the most sense for a Schedule S corp. We have a freshly branded business plan, feasibility study, marketing plan. I'm hoping that would be enough for a 5-year business plan if we went with the state. But I know in the past we tried for an FSA loan in 2019 to purchase, and to be honest, I mean, to go through the amount of paperwork for all of our members is just too much. It wasn't a good fit. So I think from what I've understood, the state loan program makes the most sense for agricultural co-ops. We're for profit. We continue to grow. So I'd love to chat some more unless there's some other opportunities.
Yeah, we do cooperative financing quite often as well. You know, fertilizer plants, grower co-ops. Yes, so we can do infrastructure, real estate loans, those types of things too.
And
I'm
we're
not for
branching
sure.
out a lot more than just doing fresh cut flowers right now. We're doing product development, so.
Absolutely, we can definitely talk afterwards if you'd like.
That'd be great.
Sounds good.
It sounds like there's some options at least, so.
Whitney, have you ever done any guaranteed in that aspect?
Not on the, I particularly haven't on the cooperative lending side. I know that it can be done. I think there's a couple of hurdles that may have to be addressed, but it could be an option.
Cause I was in the interest rate then.
Yep.
And your interest rates were 6 or?
Nope, those would be hers.
Yeah.
Ours, it's really difficult. We don't necessarily have one product that we offer. We have a vast variety. So to talk rates, we have to really get specific. So we do that on an individual basis typically.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Great questions.
When do the state interest rates change? But you said it's annually, so when do you guys vote on that again?
So we're actually getting ready to review that in December.
Yeah. We need to
For
get
the
that
upcoming
information
year.
there.
Yep. So we haven't set the meeting for the December board VAC meeting yet, but it will be in December, and that's when we're gonna bring it up and discuss it. And we've already discussed hoping to keep it where it's at now.
Okay. How quickly are applications reviewed? It's like
30 days.
30 days.
So depending on when the next BAC meeting is, because they are presented to the BAC for their review first, and then they're voted on. And so if you were to get in the day after the BAC meeting is, it would be presented at the next BAC meeting. If, for instance, you presented it, you gave it to me a week before, then it would have to be the following BAC meeting. So it's about 30 days. Okay.
Anything in the chat?
I found the chat. Aaron, what was the increase? I know in 2023 it was 2,037,000. What was the increase for the farm ownership loans in 2024?
I don't know that one. I don't think it's enough, but I think it was just about 37,000 involved.
It wasn't that much. It wasn't, it's going to be the job that was 22, 23.
I think 2,236,000.
That's about right.
Yeah.
And the guarantees moved up a little bit as well.
So that's the year.
That was a guarantee.
So oftentimes what we do, and not necessarily here because we haven't been here that long, but we will work with FSA. Their limit's 2 million. Last year, a lot of times if you're going to purchase a farm and you don't necessarily have that down payment that you would need going conventionally, FSA in the first 600,000 a direct loan, that we could come in with the other 1.4 to loan. The rest of it would allow you to come in and essentially have 100% financing on the property. So our loan being first, ours 25 years, and then FSA theirs go out as far as 40, depending on what they have to do to get it to cash flow.
That's actually huge.
Yeah.
For someone starting out, especially to have, they don't have anything to start with unless they inherited and they're married. A lot of desire. Does any of y'all have a special program? Of course, small program.
That fits under more of our AgVision program, so they would likely qualify under that piece is included in there.
I know we don't.
We don't.
Okay.
We have specific funds that are set aside for different groups, and one of them is for veterans, yes. In the farm ownership loan program, we have to have 3 years of farm management experience. One of those years can be substituted though with, for instance, like e-fiber hire, so that veterans, I guess, history can help alleviate one of those years though. So that there's helpful.
For you all, if somebody comes in and they've got a 4-year degree with an ag background, can that count towards their experience? Or do they actually have to have that hands-on base?
It would count towards at least one of them. If they have an ag degree and they've already been working in a business field or whatever, running their own business, that could also count towards one. But it wouldn't take away all 3 of them. It's also going to depend, if it's a micro loan, then that could always definitely cover all of that. But I mean, if you're doing a $1,000 loan, having a little bit of experience.
You guys have a mentorship program in the state of Alaska with the certified mentors to be able to count for one of those years? No, okay.
No, we don't have, I don't think there's an organization.
Or any individuals who do that? Okay.
I mean, we can set one up, like, so for the micro loan program, and we want them to have that research training. If they find a mentor, then yes, we can do that.
And it would count towards one of those years, right? Yeah, okay. Thanks for coming. Thanks for learning.
Thanks for your questions and participating.
Thanks for your presentation. A lot of detailed knowledge.